Hi, welcome back third grade. Today we're going to finish up painting our bowls. Remember last time we chose one color. We're doing the warm or cool colors. I want you to do kind of a color scheme. I'm going to show you some techniques today that you might enjoy, including an ombre technique that you might like. Of course, you can be as creative as you want. If you decide that you don't like the warm or cool colors, I understand if you want to do something different. I'm going to be very quick with my directions today because I want to make sure you have maximum time to paint. Before we begin, I want you to just check with a neighbor, and I want to see if you can find any spots that need some covering. If they didn't cover them, maybe it was on purpose, so you could ask them what is their idea for their piece of art. How are they going to change it today? So go ahead and talk to a neighbor. What are you going to do today to cover up those spots, or what are you going to do today to finish your painting? All right, good job, guys. So last time I painted orange. I'm gonna use my warm color, so I might be getting some magenta, reds, and yellows. I'm gonna show you some really cool techniques. So today, when you need your supplies, you'll see your placemats, smaller paintbrushes, big paintbrushes, and the paper towel. Some people need to complete big areas, some people wanna do small areas. If you need both of these paintbrushes, that's fine. Over here, I'll have some water cups that you can fill up. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And then I'll also have the paint trays. You need one per person, and each person is going to be getting some paint today. Once you have your area set up, I would go ahead and get your paint colors, following the green arrows. When you come over here, I'll probably show you some different options. One rule of thumb is that everything on the bottom right here are the warm colors, which are at the top of my color wheel, and then the ones on top are the cool colors. I should probably change that so it matches my color wheel. So I'll probably have the cool on the bottom at some point. Anyway, you're gonna be choosing some of those colors. Now, if you really don't wanna do the warm or cool colors, that's fine. But I'm gonna show you some techniques that I've learned that you might like. Last time I got orange and I painted it that way, but in fact, I'm gonna need some of the orange for the techniques I'm gonna do today. I think I'm gonna need a little bit of magenta too, and maybe a tiny bit of red. I'll help you with your first batch of paint, but anytime you need more paint, it'll be up here. What you do is when you need a color, you give it a good shake. You have to flip it open, turn it on its side, be very patient. It's gonna roll to the top, and then give it a barely little squeeze. That's usually all you need. If you need more, you can come up and get it. I just really don't like it when people fill it up with a whole bunch of different colors and then they realize that they ran out of time and all of it goes down the drain. So that's a waste of my money. Just get what you know you're gonna use and only get a small amount. So I have my colors, I have my water, which I'll show you how to use in a moment. You can switch colors. One thing I want you to notice is that when you fill up the water, you don't fill it up the whole way, just a little bit. This is really all you need. You can always switch it out for less dirty water if you feel like you have just dirty water and it's messing up your paint. But I don't understand why people fill it up all the way as if they're gonna drink this stuff. Yeah, please don't do that. So I'm gonna start with this yellow right here. I'm gonna go for the abstract, non-representational look. And I'm gonna put it in the middle because I kinda wanna try an ombre. One thing I'm noticing is that this yellow is looking kind of mustardy. It's not really showing up that well. You can always mix a color with white, and the cool thing that will happen is it'll make a really bright yellow, but it'll be way more noticeable. So this one doesn't have a whole lot of yellow in it. Oh, there it goes. So that's an option for you if you wanted to. I'm also gonna show you some ombre techniques. I'm gonna switch colors real quick. When you wanna switch colors, you dip, swirl, swirl, take your paper towel and you dab. Yeah, get all that gunky stuff off that paintbrush. Now I'm taking that orange again, and what I'm doing is I'm mixing it up with the yellow. So I want it to look really blended. So I'm taking that orange and kind of going over it and doing an ombre effect. You can always go back into the yellow, add some more, and it will look very blended. So I might do this in a few different places and get that ombre effect. So right here, I'm gonna take a little bit of the magenta, and as you go back and forth, you'll notice that it's really starting to blend. So if you want that blended look, just take your time, go over it a few times, really get those edges. And remember, if you want a stronger ombre, you can always go back, get in a little bit more of that color difference, and place it where you need it. Just take your time blending. and you could have a really cool ombre effect. So again, just one more time so that y'all can get an idea of the ombre effects that you can do. I'm taking it, putting some orange down, and then I'm gonna take the color that I wanna switch it into, like this magenta, and really kind of blend it out. So if you want to do these ombre effects, I'm showing you how. You obviously don't have to, but I think it'd be really cool if y'all could try them out. And then of course, just take that original color, that orange, and that will make it very seamless. It will just totally switch from a different color. So like on this side, it's a little bit more harsh. Taking that orange and just smoothing it out, making it less noticeable that it changed color. So here's some of my ombre effects so far. Like I said, you don't have to do this technique, but I wanted to offer it just in case you want a really cool 3D kind of looking thing. Remember, this is abstract, non-representational. I don't want it to look like anything, but if you really wanted to, that's totally fine with me. Once you're done with one side, don't forget to add some decor, some decoration to the other side. Remember, this one isn't mine. This is just leftover from last year, but I'm gonna do maybe some stripes or some sort of design on this side. Take your time, think about how you can make this unique. You don't always have to do what your neighbor is doing. Maybe one side is totally different from the other. All I care about is that you're using the colors that you chose. Feel free to turn it over once one side is dry and even paint the sides. That would be pretty interesting. I'm gonna do that now. Maybe I'll use this magenta and just clarify those sides and make them interesting. So check this out. I'm pretty much done with mine. Did some crazy designs. I tried to make it different. I really thought about the whole thing. You're gonna have to focus today because today is the final day to paint. I am Mod Podging these as soon as you leave, so next time you see these are gonna be super shiny. That locks in the color. You can't add any more color after Mod Podge. When you are done, the first thing I would do is I would take it. I would probably leave it on your tray. I'm sorry, not your tray, your placemat for now. And I would put your paint brushes that you chose into the water cup. Water cup, of course, you follow the green arrows, green arrows. Guess where I'm going? Where do you think I'm going? I'm going to the sink. You just put it in the sink. You do not have to clean it out. I'll have the next class do it for you. Next up, you're gonna clean your paint tray. So following the green arrows, green arrows, green arrows, guess where I'm going? I'm going to the sink. So you'll need that big brush. You'll need a little bit of water. Turn it on and then immediately turn it down to its lowest setting. We don't need no overflows in here. Now that I got this going, take your paint tray. I usually get it a little bit wet, put the water over the paint. Now I'm taking the big old brush and I am cleaning out these little circles. I'm doing circles with the paintbrush until it disappears. This is also another reason why you want to use all your paint, because if you have a leftover, like I didn't use a whole lot of this red, I should have gotten a little bit less. I'm gonna be spending more time up here doing circles. This should take less than a minute. I shouldn't see you over here flirting or being social. Just get to work, get these cleaned, because we gotta get out. Once it's pretty much clean, put the big paintbrush back, give it a little shake over the sink, turn off the water, of course, and then leave it face up on the counter so that the next class can use it. Please don't stack them because it could create a moldy mess, which would be no fun. By the time you get back, your bowl should be dry. Throw away any paper towels that you don't need. And then you're going to take your bowl and you'll take it. I would use both hands. I'm only using one hand because I'm holding a camera in the other, and place it in the correct bin. I know it's the correct bin because it says the grade level that is appropriate for it. All right, guys, I'm going to tune out. That way y'all can get started right away. Please make sure that you're cleaning your table. Once your table's clean and you're done, you've wiped your hands with a wet wipe, which mine definitely need. You can, of course, choose an activity. Just make sure that you're responsible for your area. All right, guys, I'm gonna tune out. Bye-bye.